Who influenced you?
Who influenced me? Funny enough, I would have to say it was African Americans that influenced me.
Wow.
Because I had no one else to look up to.
Yeah.
Nigeria was not.
Nigeria.
When I started,
Yeah.
there was no fashion industry.
Yeah.
There was no real entertainment industry.
Yes.
England was totally white.
Yes.
So there was nothing there. So the only people I had to look up to were African Americans. And I remember when I first started, I set up, my company name was actually the Ebony Bridal Show. Yes. And I wanted to become ebony models.
Yes.
And then a good friend that was into legal stuff,
yes.
or whatever, called me and said,
you can't
do that. There's trademark on that name.
Yes.
And I looked and I said, it's true, I had trademark on everything, from books to cosmetics to fashion shows to events. So there was not even something that I could even sneak in.
Yeah.
So I then had to look for a different name. And I wanted a name that represented Black.
Yes.
Or Black people.
Yes.
It took a while, then I came up with Mahogany. And I remember the fantastic thing in the end was better for me with the name Mahogany, was that the mahogany wood comes in many different shades.
Oh.
And Black people, we come in many different shades.
Yeah.
So that was how I came up with the name Mahogany,
amazing.
to represent people of color. We
Amazing.
come in many different shades. So yes, I think that was my influence. I particularly like Ebony. I like what they had done with the brand.
And the magazine.
Yes,
the
with the magazine.
everything.
Yes.
Oh my God.
They had done a lot for Black people, and they struggled. They went for it during what would you call it?
Administration.
Yes.
Yeah,
all the separation, all of that sort of stuff. So it was not easy, and it was Black owned, 100% Black owned, and self-funded, self-financing. Yes. So I looked up to them. The people that came much later were way after my time, like the Tyler Perrys, the Oprah Winfreys. They came after me, so I could not look up to them.
Yes.
So it was really the things like the ebonies and stuff like that I looked towards.
What's your favorite thing about what you do?
Giving back.
Okay.
I actually really love that, which is why my team is always saying, you need to say no sometimes. You can't do everything. I said no, because success-wise, I feel I have it.
Yeah.
Financially, I'm okay.
Yeah.
So what else do I have to do if I can't give back? If I can save somebody 2 years on their business, why not do that? If I can say, go in this direction instead of that direction, it helps them. Why not? If somebody's going down the wrong path, or they're feeling down, or they're feeling despondent, why shouldn't I give them my story and say, listen, I had to work full time. I had to drive a mini cab. I had to do all these things to get to work. Don't look at me now. And that's one of the things I try and teach the young people at the moment, because they always look at people like myself and I say, oh, it's okay for you. You're successful. You're rich. You're this, you're that. I said, you don't know what it's like. I work a full-time job. I leave my full-time job. I'll sleep for an hour or two. Then at 11 o'clock at night, I'll go and get into my car and I'll do mini cabbing. Taxi throughout the night till 4 a.m. in the morning, get home, have a bath, and I'm back in the office by 8 o'clock. And I did that for how many years? So don't think that is like that.
Overnight
no matter
success.
what, you're going to have to struggle. Where you're lucky, because of social media now, the struggle is faster. Or the struggle is less, I should say.
The perception of the struggle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can hit your big break much quicker and easier.
You mentioned consistency. And you touched on success earlier on. What does success mean to you?
To me, it's not money, funny enough.
Okay.
It's not money at all. I don't view success as money. I mean, I can go and play a bet, and if I'm lucky, I can win $1 million on a $10 bet. Yeah. Does that mean I'm successful because I happen to get $1 million? No. Yeah. Is there a legacy? Yeah. Can I walk into a room and people say, Mr. Mahogany, thank you. I really appreciate what you did for me the other day. My business is doing that. You're the one that helped get me started, or, you did this for me, or you did that for me, or please, can I come and see you in the office? I want to talk to you about something I'm doing. That to me is success. My company being known is also success, because I don't think, if my company is not known, then I'm not doing something right, So my company being known is success. Also, the fact that even at my age, even though I've got young people working with me, I'm still competing with the young ones out there. I'm still getting the business. You know, I'm still being able to do things. I'm still being able to be creative at their level. So it's not like they come to my room, oh my God, which old man did this for me?
In my day.
Exactly. You know, they come in there and think, oh my God, this is fresh. I love this. It's dope. Oh, this is fantastic. Yeah, you're going to do that. This is the show. Yeah, you know, they love all that. So that for me is success. You know, what's my legacy? Is there a legacy? Is there a continuation? Can people look back to me and say, you know, it's because of you in the modeling industry that we now have Black models, African models that work across the world. Because you had that fight.
Very true.
You know, you took them on.
Very true.
And we are successful in our modeling agency. We might even be more successful than you in our modeling agency because of what the pathway that you created for us. So that's success. Money can come to anybody, but it doesn't mean you're successful.
Very true. My last question, I'll make it a good one.
No problem.
I'll make it a good one. What would you say to a young person who has a big dream, and especially wanting to work with corporates? Because, you know, a lot of what you do is bringing on big partners. And those big partners, as you mentioned, are the people who give the money that allows you to create. To someone who has those big dreams, what advice would you give them when working or looking for that corporate funding? Because, you know, statistically, we don't get funding, right? And especially women, Black women don't get funding. Now, what advice would you give to someone who is in that position, who is wanting to build?
I think the first thing that I always say to people is learn your trade. Stop trying to get to the top without paying the price. Be good at what you do. You've got to be good at what you do because you have got to have that edge. You know, there's thousands of wedding planners, thousands of event planners. What makes you different? What makes Mahogany different? What makes Sapphire different? You know, why do they stand out from everybody else when there's thousands of them? So learn your trade. And sometimes that means you have to do some sacrifices. So what I mean sacrifice, you might say, okay, I'm going to go and work for somebody for 2 years, or I'm going to intern for a year with somebody. I'm not going to make any money. I'm going to learn everything I can learn about the business, the do's, the don'ts, the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm going to learn that. Then the next thing that you have to do, from my perspective, is don't be a jack of all trades, which is a problem I tend to see in Nigeria. Because of our hunger to make money, we will chase absolutely everything that has to find to make money. There's lots of money in social events, in doing burials, birthday parties, but I've never touched it. I don't like it. Even though if money was my motivation, then I would do it and I'll make tons of money. But I don't like it. So I won't go there. And I know that if I try and do it, I'm not going to be as good as a Sapphire. So therefore, I might do a mediocre wedding and they won't come back to me. But when it comes to producing a concert, a fashion show, a corporate event, I will be among the top 5, if not top 3 companies that they're going to think about. Because they know that's my area of expertise. So I think what I'm trying to say to people, find an area of expertise. You don't have to chase everything. You just have to be good at 1 or 2 things. If you're good at one of those 2 things and people know you for those things, they will come looking for you. Particularly in Nigeria, that we work on a referral basis. You know, everything that you do is based on referral. If you want to interview somebody, you want to use, you know, even get your shoes repaired. Somebody say, do you know somebody? Say, are they good? And you say, yes. They'll say, don't go to that person. This person is good. So people can actually make or kill your business in Nigeria just based on referrals. So you have to be good at what you're doing. You know, you've got to learn your business, be good at what you've got to be consistent. And you've got to be prepared for the time it takes to grow. You know, I know that we are in the social media world and you can grow quicker. But the truth of it is, if you're not good at what you're doing, yes, you might grow very quickly, but people will soon see through that. And the next minute, you're out of business. I know how many people I've seen grow like that.
Yes.
And 2 days later, I'm being a bit silly, but a few months later, they're nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
And nobody will touch them again. You understand?
Yeah.
Then you've got to sometimes collaborate. Know when to collaborate with people.
Yes.
I mean, if you go into the corporate world, there's some events where they will tell you you must use your money to do the event, and you're paid 30 or 90 days later.
Yep.
Now, if you're brand new and you're doing an event that's 100 million naira,
yes,
where are you going to find that money? Because it's a big risk.
And it's 90 days.
And it's 90 days.
It's 90 days.
Finish, and all your vendors want their money
now. Everyone wants to be paid.
And you've got to come up with that money. If it's 100 million naira business, you've got to come up with 100 million.
Yes.
And you can't afford to go to the banks. In most cases, it's 22, 25% interest. So if you collaborate with someone, you might say, okay, Mahogany, we'd like to bring you on as a partner. Can you collaborate? We will give you X percentage of doing this business.
Yes.
Can you fund it for us? This and that. So there's nothing wrong with that. But something I find, particularly with the young people, they want to take 100% of everything. And I always say 100% of nothing is nothing.
It's nothing.
Because if you go into that meeting and that corporate company does not feel you can fund the event, they're not going to give it to you.